Aloha, this is your mean
Wow.
squirrel, here with a quick disclaimer. This podcast contains explicit content and parental discretion is advised.
No.
So no bitching if you fucking get offended by anything.
Don't be Karen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It reminds me of Lex Brody's every time. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
But I did it up here because, Vegas, Elvis.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Jelly
much.
don'ts.
Yep.
Elvis isn't dead. He went home.
Yeah, well, hopefully his home is a good-sized mansion and he doesn't have too many donuts.
We don't even wait for the music to fucking stop anymore. We just talk over
We
the
don't.
damn music.
Everybody knows what turtles humping sounds like already at this point.
And then when they get bigger, they sound like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, yeah.
of course you can hear we've been talking this entire time. Welcome to the Squirrel Tangent. You gotta welcome back. Actually, what we didn't mention the last time is on our Patreon account, we actually have a grand total of 3. Count them, 3 Patreon
big
supporters.
fat. Well, not,
In a
you're
year,
not
we've
fat.
managed to
Big
get
fat.
3. We love all 3 of you guys, and one of them is with us tonight. We're going to affectionately call him Mongoose because, well, he's earned that title. that would be a Hawaiian squirrel, Mongoose.
Yeah,
That's a Hawaiian score.
I'm also, if anybody has heard the podcast, I'm the number 2 supporter, the second guy that signed
The
up.
second guy that
Crispy.
signed up. Yep. But he's an old friend of ours from Hawaii, and we've known him, forever.
2008 at least.
At
The summer.
least. I
Yeah.
mean, I met you maybe shortly
I
after
met
Randy.
them before. Yeah. In fact, I had remembered when I first saw you guys was that party at Rumors.
Oh yeah.
That's when you guys first showed up, and everybody was looking
Yes. Yes.
like,
Who is that?
yeah, especially her,
No warning.
her, the one in the dress. But
one in
we
the
were
dress.
like,
Wait.
who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
Oh yeah.
Why
oh,
is she humping everybody? Why is she
Yeah,
dry humping
yeah.
everybody? Is she even part of the group, or she just fucking drunk and came over here?
I think it wasn't long. I think it was right after we joined the website, and then we heard about the get together. So we all showed up that night, and it wasn't a really eye opening experience, but it was cool for me, and how I was
Yeah, the
always
rumors ones were always supposed to be everybody behaved, but
yeah.
they stopped, like, even before I started going. Like, that's how long I've been on that fucking thing.
Right.
They didn't have any of that behaving shit at Kathy's.
No.
No,
It
no.
was up and down. So
Rumors when
at
you
Rumors,
took-
their original ones were at Rumors and at Cafe Sistina. And the ones they used to have at Rumors, they would have this balloon, but then people started crossing boundaries. Like, some of the guys thought that they could just grab all the girls. The single guys would come and just grab all the girls. So, always the one person to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Right.
So they
And it's just
stopped.
cool.
Then
Yeah.
they had Cafe Sistina's, and they just stopped doing it after a while. Nobody wanted to organize it. I mean, like, I know the 4 originators that petitioned to the website to create a Hawaii chat room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I got on right after we started the Hawaii chat.
Actually,
So-
no. You guys came on at least about 3 to 4 years after it was on.
Okay, see, I thought it was.
because I've been on that side for a long
Ooh.
time.
Yeah, yeah. We're not gonna mention ages either. No
Yeah.
names, no
And
ages. Dear God.
they used to have like like go out camping down at Bellows and stuff like that, and cross lines again.
You
They
spent time in nature?
I did not spend time in nature. I heard the horror
We're
story
not
about.
gonna talk about how pale she's recently. No.
Yeah. Look, I'm even whiter than I was before. What the fuck?
Yes.
I make glue look
But-
tan.
Oh my God. Yes.
But again, cross lines. They picked they picked the campsite, and they're doing all their. One tent had like fucking was liquid latex, and the other one they was doing some other shit. But what they didn't notice was that the Boy Scouts of America was fucking camping right next to them.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
And
Oh
they gave two shits, and was like, everybody's making noise, and they're next to the fucking Boy Scouts of America.
Then again, to be fair, I was part of the SCA, and if you can picture 300 people at a camping event where
Our
there's basically
event was
just
never that
giant
big.
orgies going on, yeah, no,
Wait,
ours was like
You
huge.
gotta explain that. What was the acronym? The
SCA.
SBA? Or-
SCA, this is Society
What is
for
that?
Creative Anachronisms. Basically, it's like a Ren Fair
Oh.
that people actually participate in. And if you can picture
Okay.
an entire campsite completely filled with people that are all wearing armor, bodices, everything.
Right.
And then the basic saying in the SCA is if you can't get laid in the SCA, you can't get laid.
Yeah, I remember that. And I really got pissed off that I never knew about this before. I really
Right. And like there were times when I would wake up after a night of drumming around a freaking campfire and getting completely blitz drunk, and I'd wake up in the morning and not remember how I had those three women in my tent.
Okay, I've had those memories and just shut up. Don't rub it in. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not fair.
And I thought about getting into the SCA again, but man, that's just a lot of time and effort because I don't have the outfit nor the money to build the outfit
And
again
then to
because that
find
shit's not
someone
cheap.
to sew all the shit.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, I was about to say,
Yes.
in cosplay nowadays, it's not for a whole level with 3D printing and stuff. And the
Mhm.
stuff they're doing with foam and all that, like hard foam. It's, oh my God.
Oh no,
Have
but
you
in the
seen some
SCA,
people-
the main thing is that they do everything. Period.
So they actually have.
You can't buy it. You have to make it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all made, and like
Yeah.
they have sewed bodices with metal boning in it, and I don't know
Oh,
if you've
wow.
ever tried to unlace a bodice.
A corset.
A
It's a
corset?
pain in the
I haven't
ass.
had that pleasure. I'm sorry. No, I haven't had that pleasure.
I thought she
I always-
had one.
Think I did that? I didn't do that. You think I did that? Oh my God.
Oh man,
no.
and the ones in the SCA are scary. Like,
In
believe
fact,
it.
you guys came in after the old cheerleaders. You guys didn't start coming until Kathy's, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. That's when it really kicked
Yeah,
in.
because
for
the
us. Like I
old
said, summer
cheerleaders
2000.
was by the old Costco where Target is now.
how long were you guys doing stuff at Kathy's before I started doing it?
We used to do stuff with Kathy's with.
Okay. Yeah, there was another DJ in Hawaii. Not that there were any other good DJs in Hawaii. No, never mind. They were all better than.
Wow. Wow. He's gonna go there. Yeah.
No, and see now the thing is actually the DJ I'm talking about, he is actually a pretty good DJ. He is. And having moved to the Ninth
But you know what
Island,
is funny? Is that he and I have known each other longer than anybody on that site. You know why? Because when he was stationed here, when he was still active Army, when he was young,
Mhm.
and I was going to teen dances at masquerades, he was the fucking DJ.
Ha, ha.
Oh my God.
and see
You know,
the-
just because you brought up masquerades shows dating.
I'm
I'm
dating
Frank.
myself completely.
Yes. You're not supposed to be dating yourself here. We're
I
not
don't
supposed to be
care.
telling people how old we are.
I'm gonna be 50 in
Well, hey,
January, and I look
okay,
good.
fine. We're gonna go there. You got 10 years above me, okay? I'm not even gonna worry about it.
I'll be.
7 more years.
I'm gonna be 46 in April, so I'm. You know, you're a young buck for us.
He's a year younger than
Ooh,
my
hey.
youngest sister.
But I'm the 21-year-old.
But yeah,
I
so
have
the
the
ones,
21-year-old son.
the parties we used to have before, like you guys never saw the the hugest part. We had huge parties. And this was, I would say, the heyday best fucking time for that site. Because so much people were involved. And then
And then
someone who is not of this earth, someone who is not of this earthly plane anymore, and
Okay.
the the group that was old but was trying to relive their high school years by being popular. I'm trying to be nice about it.
Did I tell? Okay, going on that being nice about those people. Did I tell you I ended up doing an anger management class with?
No.
Yeah. So, you knew how, I guess, imperfect the previous relationship I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And there had gotten to a point to where there had been an argument, and then the neighbors pretty much heard it all,
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
and they went to school. The neighbors' kids went to school and talked about it to people, and CPS got involved.
Oh.
And what actually CPS didn't get involved. What CPS did, being that it was kind of a hearsay thing, they got involved with another agency to like basically check in on us. And this other agency says, if you don't go through us, then we will refer to CPS and we will get all this involved. So what ended up happening is, I mean, you guys know me. I just copped to everything. I told them the whole truth.
Yeah.
I was in a rage and we were yelling and screaming and everything. So, and they're like, okay, well, we're glad you're being upfront, but we need you guys to both be there and both go to this because we know
Yeah.
there's not only just one side of the story.
Exactly.
So what happened is, the thing was, I couldn't go to the classes. We couldn't go to classes together, right? Anger management in those situations, you can't go. A husband
You guys
and wife
are going to end
cannot
up
go.
arguing in front of everybody.
Exactly. It would be what you call. So, but one of the classes that we found was with a homeless shelter, and guess who was teaching the class?
Oh God.
The one not of the earthly plane.
Yeah, and her man at the time. You remember the
Mhm.
ex-cop, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll talk about him after you finish.
So anyway, it was one of those things that I knew them personally. They knew my ex personally, and they said during the class they knew everything that was going on. So they said, "We know you're going through the motion. We would like to get her here." They really wanted to get her here. They were trying as much as they could. She refused. But ended up being that she ended up spending a lot of time with them. So in that way, they kind of reported and said that she did go to class because she did get some talking to. But it was one thing when the mister said that he would pay to watch our fights. He's like, I want to see you two fight, and I'd pay to watch you guys slug it out because I think it'd be an even fight. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. It probably would have been. It was an even fight. She always won.
Yeah.
And with him, before he hooked up with who he was with till the end, he was hitting on trannies.
Don't doubt it. I believe it 100%. Getting
he
to know him in that class, I believe all of that 100%.
he was hitting
Yeah.
on the trannies. He would hit me. He was hitting me up, and I was like, dude, leave me alone, leave me alone. That's why every time they came around, they would
Yeah.
purposely sit like right in my fucking eye line, right
Line
in
of view.
my fucking viewpoint, and he would sit there and literally stare at me and watch me walk around the fucking room. And with any event, he would always make it a point to where he could fucking see me. And I wasn't being paranoid because I would ask him. I was like, I would be looking in another direction. I'm like, is he fucking staring at
Is
me?
he watching me?
Yeah, and he would be
right
fucking
now?
watching me.
Speaking of
I believe
things
it.
at those parties, though, I will say that if I ever do decide to go mobile DJ again, which is unlikely because that's a lot of equipment I'd have to buy.
And up here, it's kind of hard because sometimes you get people from out of state, the states around.
Right.
They want, you know, if
You to go out of
they'll
state.
pay for you to travel and all that stuff.
Right.
But
That's
But
a ridiculous idea.
it's a yeah.
if ever we find out that there's an event that's going to have pudding wrestling again,
I'm out.
Oh, hey.
I'm not doing it.
oh, I'm down for the pudding wrestling.
Not
but
doing it
here's
because
what's going to happen.
we found
I'll
pudding.
watch.
We found dried pudding on our equipment 4 years later after that fucking party.
I'm like unpacking. I'm unpacking the speaker. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Oh,
And we're like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's fucking
And it was
pudding.
brown. It was chocolate pudding, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Chocolate pudding. So
Yes.
it didn't look right. It did
No.
not look good.
The top that I had on was completely ruined.
Yeah.
I could never, because I had that yellow tube top thingy because I ended up refereeing or whatever.
yeah. So if anybody ever hires us for an event that's going to have pudding party works,
Pudding wrestling.
but if that's going to happen again, they're going to be paying for like a plexiglass shield to go around my equipment and tarp to go over my speakers
And
and
my yellow hazmat suit, so I don't care. You should have seen the bathroom in the back. I got the
God.
short end of the stick. Freaking, they all got in there.
Because all the wrestlers were the girls.
Yeah, to
No,
rinse
you
off.
know who got the
walked
short
in
end of the
covered
stick?
in brown pudding.
You
Oh
know
my
who
God.
got the short end of the stick? The girls that freaking worked the bar. Because they had to clean all that shit
Oh.
up after the fact.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how long they spent cleaning up
Oh,
all that
I remember
crap?
that one guy that
Damn
that
freaking
paid.
pressure washer.
He paid $50 to
Or
lick
Oh, it was like
the
from
tampon dropper.
was it one of the sisters? Was it one of the sisters, right? Because there's the two sisters
No, not
there.
the two sisters. The
It-
tampon
Was it?
dropper.
the tampon dropper.
But lick her.
I thought she was wrestling her sister though.
No, her sister
Wasn't
in
she?
there. No, that
Then
was
who was it?
That was another one that, again, names. It's really difficult to do things without names.
Oh no, I know which one you're talking about. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Tattoos all over.
I do.
More
Now I
tattoos.
remember. Yes, my brain. It's not that old. I'm not that old.
We need to get a dry erase board. Oh, gotta get the dry erase. No, but get your schedule written on them.
Yeah, right.
Gotta get dry erase boards. But
You have a phone for a schedule. Use a phone for your schedule.
Oh no, I put
no,
it.
it's
I
for
put it-
me to see, cause
Yeah, because
Oh, for you. Okay.
that
So
way she
I
can know what
forget.
time I get off work or whatever like that. But yeah, no, that pudding wrestling thing was just wow.
bruh, I never.
work.
When we were setting up, I was the dumbass that was like, I look like Carl from fucking Walking Dead. I was like, pudding. After that night, I didn't eat pudding. I
Never
swear
wanted
for
chocolate
years.
pudding
I
again.
didn't want chocolate pudding for years after that.
And then it was,
PTSD at this
and then
point.
and then we had the Halloween party where they set up the boom boom rooms right next
The
to my
very
booth.
last one.
That was the last one. Yes. I
And-
remember that one.
I
And-
remember, and
Damn, so much
you
went
guys
down.
ended up fighting, and you ended up
Mhm.
leaving.
But
You
I
know
have
what
to
ended up
say,
no, and the reason why that became an issue on that one, it actually didn't. We didn't end up really seeing during that one. I just got tired. Seriously, I was just exhausted. And I went out to the van, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. You guys, it's good. And I was upset too because what you call said this was going to be his last party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a month later was my ex's birthday, and I was going to plan a huge thing with her, which we still ended up doing. But I was upset at that. I wasn't upset at her or anybody else there. I was upset at that. Like, I was going to get
Right.
myself. We were going to do a huge party for her birthday. We were going to do all kinds of stuff. And then he's like, this is our last one. And my heart just dropped and it went through the ceiling. Because I was in that room with people. And when he told me
I miss
that,
those
I was
parties too.
done.
I mean,
I was done. I was.
Yeah,
I was. He missed it, but I was done because those fucking girls. They came for me from. They came for me from every fucking direction.
and I think honestly, like I miss the parties, and I think
like
you
they
can correct
were
me if I'm
they
wrong.
were crossing lines.
Yeah.
That was beyond the fucking website.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but you missed the party, not the people. Like if it had been a group, a swingers group or whatever group, that it was a regular gig that we were just doing.
Yeah, but
But you
when they
knew
started
everybody.
taking shit like into my fucking personal
Yeah.
life, and I'm getting threats.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah.
threats of people showing up at my house to kick my fucking ass and my mother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then people talking about how I'm faking my disability
That was a
and
good
I'm
one.
living off of my mother and
they have no right to ever say that.
then
And yeah,
the one of this earthly plane, she did the worst shit because she was telling everybody that I'm crazy, I'm bipolar, I need to take all these meds. And then she was emailing people saying that if they ever see me say anything about her in the chat room, to screenshot it so that she could sue me for libel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, she before she passed,
Mhm.
right? She had gone off the deep end about Hawaii's rail project and about fighting the rail project and not letting it go through because it was going to be the most full thing for Hawaii and it was going to look terrible. And it all, when I listened to her, I was like, you really have some serious issues because you're talking about concrete structures above a road that mostly goes through derelict neighborhoods like Waipahu and Kalihi, all that. Who's really gonna care what it looks like? Are you serious?
I mean, I'm glad we
that was
left.
the biggest thing.
I'm glad we moved before they started building that section right in front of my fucking
Right. Yeah. No.
bedroom window.
There's a giant bridge right in front of our bedroom now.
No, I know exactly which one you're talking about, and the roads are beautiful now. Like they just finished off the roads underneath.
Oh man.
As bad as that Pearl City stretch was, the Pearl City IAL, sorry, as bad as it was before, it is absolutely wonderful now because they've made dedicated left-hand turn lanes for most of the stuff
wow.
that didn't have those turning
Yeah.
lanes.
Oh wow.
I mean, and full-on dedicated traffic lights, everything. You can fly through there now. Literally, I've gone there. I started riding a motorcycle.
Mhm.
I've gone on there on purpose on my motorcycle because there's shade from the rail and it's faster. It's literally faster than hitting the H1 during rush hour at times.
Oh,
So,
man.
I mean,
That's why
as
when
bad
we
as it
first
was
moved
during
here.
construction-
That's why when we moved here and people would talk about traffic, and me and him would be like, "This is not traffic; it's moving."
I mean, granted, it was only
you're
moving like
going
15,
30
20 miles an hour, maybe 30,
No,
you know?
you're moving at 30 miles an hour.
That's a
not
good day
traffic.
in Hawaii. That's a
Dude,
good day.
Exactly.
that's epic. That's like 2 hours after rush hour.
Yeah.
You know?
And that part, and then like if you look at the Google Maps stuff or whatever, it'll show up like red, like that's a heavy traffic area. We're like, this shit ain't traffic.
Yeah. People constantly,
We've
because
had Google traffic in Hawaii has red and black. So red with black lanes, black dots. That means it's a freaking parking lot.
Parking lot.
You're
Yeah.
moving. It's a parking lot.
And you know, it's funny because I drive a bus on the strip, and most people in the first place look at a bus and they're going, how do you move that 45-foot monstrosity into traffic? How do you do it?
Turn signals?
No. Drivers up here are no fucking joke.
Yeah, no, dude, they're not
no
fucking safe.
joke.
They are not safe at all.
Oh,
Damn.
damn.
Like, at least cutoffs back home, you know, you get the person who, like, oh, bro, I'm sorry. You know, they give
My
you
bad.
they give you the
sorry.
limp shotgun. Not these fuckers. No. Boom.
And then if you honk your horn because they cut you off, they flip you the fucking bird.
off. And then you got to be careful because Nevada
You're
is
number one.
Nevada is an open carry state.
Yep.
So
And
sometimes you don't get number one, you get
Yeah.
the one puka
He's
looking
done.
at you.
And the bad part is though is that I mean I drive the strip though, and everybody that comes on my bus they're like, oh man, I don't know how you do it. I mean, I couldn't drive this strip all day long. I can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it for 10 hours like you do. I look at it, I was like, I drove in Hawaii. I don't know what you're talking about. This ain't
I
traffic.
drove in the worst traffic in the nation at one point. At one point, Hawaii Thursday afternoon traffic was number one worst in the nation. At one point, it's gotten a lot better.
I think we dropped.
they've
They
expanded a lot
dropped
of
to.
stuff.
You guys dropped to number 3, I think.
Woohoo! Number 3.
Because you guys were number 2. Number 1 was California. Number 2 was Hawaii, and number 3 was New York.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so like New York bumped up.
Yeah, New York bumped up, and Hawaii went down to 3.
Yeah.
So that's why we laugh.
I've been enjoying lately. I'm enjoying traffic because as you
The no
COVID,
school, the COVID.
nobody
thing.
goes to work. Nobody was going to work. I recently just started going back to work on October 15th. I don't know when this is going to air, but I have to do some overnight, some grave shifts. That's why I've been binging, guys. So I'll sit there on the grave shift cleaning the pool out at the hotel, and I have the 20 hours of the squirrel tangent.
And you know it's funny because I've brought up some of the hotels in Hawaii recently too, because somebody was talking about all the bad weather that's going on lately, and I was like, yeah, no, we're on record breaking rain now.
Yeah, we're almost close to 200.
No
rain. We're almost close to 200 days straight with no rain.
No rain in Nevada?
Or in the Vegas area.
In Vegas.
Vegas
In
area.
Vegas. Sorry, yeah, Vegas area.
No rain.
200 days.
200
Almost
days.
just I think we're reaching. If we're not close to,
We're just over.
yeah, we're just over.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
That
I
is
was, you know, somebody was talking. I was talking to somebody about that, and it's like, yeah. And then I've been in the exact opposite, where I can remember in Hawaii when I was DJing down at the
The 42
Halekoa.
days of rain. Remember?
Yeah.
42
yeah,
days of
yeah,
rain.
I heard that.
I was
That
DJing
was
down at the
great.
Halekoa Barefoot Bar, so it was an outdoor bar, and dude, it blew up our gear. Like we ended up. I mean, not my gear. This was when I was working for another DJ company, and yeah, it killed.
You have to
some
get all the
equipment.
new gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a sad moment when we had to sell all our gear.
Oh God, dude.
It was.
I worked so hard, and Brandy worked so hard at being able to get that stuff in the first place, and it's not like we use it often.
Yeah, but
no,
and that's what I was about to say. Weren't you guys kind of out the door on some of that? That DJing mobile all the time.
We were
kind of
still
stuff?
doing, independent stuff.
Yeah,
every
once in a while.
while.
Once in a while.
But
Were you still doing the gay wedding singer stuff, Brian?
Every once in a while.
Every
It's
once in a while.
we
Yeah.
we
Still
usually
doing the
ended
gay
up
singer.
we usually ended up with 1 or 2 gigs a month, and
Okay.
it was not enough to pay the bills or anything. It was enough to have a little extra cash in my pocket, and I had a great time doing it. I loved doing it. I just we needed to. It was at the point where we were going to move or be homeless, so
yeah.
take your pick.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Aren't you guys even just better off now? I mean, if financially, even though
Yeah.
you're just from the bus, can't it be better off financially than what you were back here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We were able to fix and build our credit up.
yeah.
Like my credit was shit.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Was
Yeah.
going down the tubes back home, and now our credit is like his is even better than mine's.
Yeah.
It's to the point where we're almost in the elite section.
Yeah, we're in
You're
the
getting into the
outstanding
700?
Yeah, we're past 700.
We're past 700. We're in the 760s. Or I'm in the 760s.
I'm
Oh, shoot,
seven.
I haven't even got past 720.
I'm 740.
Something like that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like, if we wanted to get a
Okay,
house
props.
with no money down right now, we could just walk up to a bank
I
and
mean,
be like,
it
give it to us.
took us 2 years, and I'm trying
That's
to.
a good amount of time, though.
Yeah.
That's fairly quick for a full financial turnaround. That's a fairly quick
Because
amount of time.
my
turn around.
credit went completely.
It went blank.
Went blank. I went to Credit Karma one day and it was
Wow.
just gone. I was like, what the fuck?
It's because she had nothing. She had no accounts. She had
I
no
was like, what the fuck happened?
income. She had nothing.
So
You no longer exist.
I know, right?
You are Jason Bourne.
So I'm like, what the hell? So I let it go for a while, and then I let him work on his first, and then we started working on mine's. And what I did, and it was one of those where you gotta pay into, you like put a security deposit type thing, and we put the
A
lowest
small
one.
card, like
Yeah,
it was a Visa card or a MasterCard or whatever. It's a secured credit card.
it's a secured credit card.
right.
So
Did it have
where
any
you
limit
have to-
beyond what your security was?
Yeah, my limit was beyond what the security was, but it wasn't a huge.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not a huge amount. So what I did
It was something.
yeah, I went, me and makeup. So there's this subscription boxes that you can subscribe to every month. So I have that on
Right.
there. So every month I get that and I pay it. I get
You
it.
pay it off
I
every month.
pay it.
Yeah, there you go.
But then they start looking at that and then they start noticing, okay, she's only using this to build the credit. So every once in a
and
while,
they increase your
yeah.
credit.
so every once in a while I gotta like buy a little something small separate from
Yeah.
the subscription box, so they see that I'm like actively using it and not just using it for that to build my credit. So
yeah.
You know what I found that really worked for me? And now, after my divorce, I had to fix a lot of stuff.
Oh, the divorce. Okay.
Oh yeah, we got a fun divorce. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. I know you're atheist, but it's fucking awesome.
I'm betting the divorce. I'm betting the divorce actually helped your credit right there.
No, I don't know. Yeah. Either way, what I ended up doing is I ended up like closing out my cards, so I was close to where she was, and I had almost no cards at all.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting like a Best Buy card, and Best Buy freaked me out because they gave me $2,500 off the bat. They were like, "Here, have $25. Go $200. Go buy a flat screen." I was like,
Oh, shit.
"No,
now don't give me
get
reason.
out of that! Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna buy a flat screen."
Don't
And
give
this
me
is when
reason
screens
to
that were
buy
40
shit.
inches, it cost $2,000.
Oh, trust me, you
I'm
have
gonna do
no
that.
idea how tempting it is for me to pre-order a fucking PlayStation 5 right now because I've got more than enough credit to do that.
I saw the stuff you posted, and they looked amazing. Those pictures, amazing, dude. I can't believe it. I just can't. I want to see, because I recently started Call of Duty on mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I started playing it on mobile. Now I want to see what's it going to look like on PS5. What would it look like?
Right.
And my girlfriend just gave me a
I was
stare.
gonna ask.
like,
I don't see you
thank you.
post any. I was gonna ask you if you guys are still together because I don't see you post as much as you used to.
We've been seriously busy though. I mean, so for us, I'll say it here, I'm planning to get married,
Mm-hmm.
but there are things we want to do, and the we want to get married is like people think we're nuts, but we want to get married. Skydiving.
Mm.
We want there to be a minute. Don't roll your eyes at me, friend.
Ow.
Her whole head whipped back like, oh my
A
god!
whole head.
Hell no.
I did the bitch you is crazy roll.
Yes, we are. We're crazy, and she's in total agreement with. And we're doing stuff to work out to get down to weight so that we don't, have to have 3 parachutes each.
Three.
And we just trying to get to where we can actually, even if we bound to survive, we're getting ourselves into a place financially. We're
Right.
working out things to family, and it's been crazy busy because she hasn't stopped working. She works for a security firm that takes care of the world's largest open-air mall.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That one. So she hasn't stopped working at all. I only stopped working, and luckily with unemployment here, it was with the extra 600.
Right.
I was getting pretty much the same amount of money that I was when I was getting at work. I was getting paid.
A lot of
So,
people were.
yeah, it was a great vacation because after that 600 went away and things started to dwindle down. Again, luckily, Hawaii had reopened up October 15th to visitors. The management company that opened my hotel, they said, we don't care what everybody else is doing. We're reopening. And they instantly started getting, and it is a lot stricter. Like we can't even go in the room when the guest is in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call for something. We gotta go. We'll knock on the
I'm
door.
glad they're
step back.
taking those precautions because I mean
Yeah.
they started opening up the hotels out here
Too fast.
too fast, and
Because
the Wynn
now
had 500 employees test positive.
In one day, I think?
No, in one hotel.
In
Just
just
one hotel.
Oh,
And that's the
damn.
workers.
Wow.
And even at the Tropicana,
Mm-hmm.
like about 500, around the same amount
Wow.
of
Yeah.
employees all tested positive.
Wow.
The Encore, they're only open for like long weekends. They're only open from Thursday to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. See,
So-
we all went, and luckily we all got tested because they happen to have a free testing at Kapiolani Park the same
Mhm.
week that we opened up. So for all the workers in Waikiki, they could go down, get a free test. It was like within 10 minutes. You walk up, we ended up doing was a pre-online registration.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we got there, you walked in, they said, okay, take this to this, go over there. And literally they just, you
Good.
poke the thing up your nose yourself.
Because they still
And-
have the 2 weeks quarantine, right?
If you do not have a test before you come here, it's automatic
okay.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get a pre-test 72 hours ahead of time. And if you come in with a negative test from 72 hours, you
And it's only certain
walk
tests. You
around.
can't just. It's a specific kind of test that you have to do, kind of like they do with animals.
Yeah, you
You
can't
can-
get the antibody test. You have to get the nucleotide test.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The one that actually shows if you have active cultures in you.
The one that goes,
And that's the only one you can get. Yeah, I had that one. It's ridiculous. You put it in, you put the damn thing in your nose, and the nurse tells you, okay, big circles and count to 15. You hold the thing in your nose and swirl around for 15 seconds. Take it
So
out.
they fully
Okay, other
rotor-rootered
nostril.
your sinuses. You could breathe fabulous
Other
after.
nostril. Dude, I was crying. My ears were pouring water.
Took you back to Hanabata days when you had to get shot. When you go to the doctor.
And the nurses, I mean, they've gone through this like 1,500 times during the day. They're like, okay, put it in the bag. You put it right there. Bye.
And they're all like, wuss, shut the fuck up and get this.
Yeah,
Get it done.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. You're
And I'm kind of lucky though because in my particular job, except for when people are boarding, I maintain social distancing all day.
You should see when he comes in the door, because
I've heard the podcast.
You've
Make
heard
him
it.
strip down.
Yeah, because people think it's nuts, but I literally have not left the house since February 13th. I have been in the house.
That's extreme for you.
That's because
I've been lucky that I couldn't do that.
I have, all the
Issues.
shit with my
Yeah, you have all the other
disability
stuff
and
going
all
on.
that stuff.
I know.
So I'm
All this other stuff going on.
what is it called?
But you know what? You
Immune.
guys aren't that surprised.
Huh?
Because you're not the only one that does that to the other half that works. I know these 7 other people do the exact same thing because I was doing some side construction while I wasn't supposed to be working.
Right.
Anyway,
Of course,
nobody
you had
listens
to
to this
like
podcast.
make extra coin, or you getting bored? Because my brother
Getting bored.
was like,
bored.
"Oh my god, because my brother works for Hiko. He works at the Waiao plant,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and they had them on skeleton crews, so he was off like 3 days a week. So he's all, I'm home, I'm watching movies, and what you do when you sitting at home watching movies or whatever, because he's older than me. So he's all, what do? You end up fucking snacking and eating. He goes, holy crap, I swear I gained like 40 fucking pounds.
There's an exercise program. It's called rubbing one out.
But then with the kids, his youngest, my brother's way older than me, but he had kids later in life.
Oh god.
But he's only 6 years older.
A little
than
bit
me.
later.
But my nephew, he's how old is he now?
Oh, he's 55.
Yeah, my brother.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
Tomorrow we do colors.
Ooh.
Hey,
Oh
my
my God, I miss you
my
guys.
favorite in elementary was when we had to play with clay. That was the best shit.
Did you guys get the edible clay?
What the fuck is edible
No.
clay? No,
Yeah, for real, dude.
You know
That's what you go up.
It was
edible clay in
it
Hawaii
was-
you would end up flicking them at people. We would flick them at each other because that's just how we are.
it would be like flicking boogers, except not
We would be
boogers.
flicking boogers at each other. You walking out, you
That
yell
was the
freaking.
edible. That was the one you pulled out of your nose.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we
That
had
was edible
one
clay.
teacher in junior high. Okay, in Panama, I had one teacher in junior high that everybody absolutely hated. And we did things all the time. Like we had the spitballs where you use the pen and you at the board.
Yeah.
Our goal was to see if we can name the state that we were going to hit on the map.
So you guys had blow dart training. You basically
we
had
have
blow dart.
we have
training
blow dart training.
in
We
junior high.
Especially, in Panama where he got all these freaking birds and all kinds of creatures and anacondas crossing
Is
the
that
road.
where they have the poisonous frogs that they dip
Yes, the golden tree frog, the
dart
golden tree
in
frog.
and all that?
And then like we came into class one day and one of us actually snuck in, I'm not going to say who, but one of us actually snuck in the spray super glue and we glued everything to her desk.
Oh, damn.
And like we actually
That's what you wish you had video phones.
right.
You could have video
Right,
phones.
but this is
I
in the-
am so glad that we did not have the technology that we have now back when we were kids, because we did some dirty
horrible shit, man. I mean, we talk smack about kids eating
but how
Tide
many
Pods
hits
now.
did you get on that YouTube channel? You would get an enormous amount of hits on that YouTube channel.
We talk smack
think
about
that's
kids
way
eating
back
Tide
when.
Pods now, but when all reality, we were some dirty, stupid motherfuckers when we were young.
We had some fucking
Oh, yeah.
with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Elmer's paste. There's always that one boy
We had
eating fucking Elmer's paste.
one of the girls in
never
our
understood
class
that. Never understood that.
did the nastiest trick ever, though, or nastiest prank ever. She walked in the door, she had a dirty tampon and stuck it to her fucking door. Yeah. This was a hated teacher.
Oh God, I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Right?
God,
I mean,
seriously,
and this,
dude?
we had some.
I
Now,
can't get this look off my face.
now to be fair, we're sitting in Panama right before the whole thing blew up with Noriega, and that's giving you an idea of the age range. So I was like, I
late
was like
80s.
13, 14 years old. And this was
Yeah,
right around the
yeah.
time when everything was blowing up with
88,
Noriega.
87.
Yeah.
It's,
Brady was just
yeah.
about to graduate high school.
If looks could kill, she would stab you in the head. Oh my gosh, yo. The look she just gave you.
I'm gonna
You've heard-
find like some cat shit in my fucking mouth when I wake up or something.
You've heard me bitch about the fucking shit I get in the mail. The fucking cremation society.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And so we were there during all that stuff going on with Noriega. So the kids were just letting off steam, and some of it was not so nice. And when you have a small school of only 200 kids or so, that's just what you get. Yeah, only 200.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, only 200 kids.
Yeah.
I've heard the numbers, like the graduating class of one school is like 300 kids or 1,500 kids. I'm like,
Yeah, Hawaii, you got huge graduating classes.
shit. There was
Yeah,
32 people in my graduating class.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
pretty sure in my graduating class there was 350.
Yeah, my graduating class
and
had
the-
about 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you remember, okay, I remember this statistic way from high school. This is how much of a nerd I am. In freshman class, there was over 900 kids. By the time we got to senior year, there was only 300 kids. And it was just one of those things. What is she pointing at?
Oh,
What the hell?
because it's that time. Because Mr.
Really? Has it
Sancho,
been an hour?
Mr. Sancho Lee, we're getting close to that hour. But Mr. Sancho Lee is reminding
sexy
us
time?
that is
His
food time.
internal clock is like on it.
We're gonna be screwed on November 1st.
But when the daylight savings shit goes on, it confuses the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Where does it throw you guys, though?
Huh?
Do you guys go an hour back or an hour and ahead?
Now we're gonna go
Which
back.
way do you guys go?
We're gonna go back. We're 3 hours ahead now, and then we're gonna go into 2.
Yeah. At
Wait, I thought you
at
guys
2
were-
o'clock, it's gonna be 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I hate daylight savings
Daylight
time.
savings time is
Dude,
the most
we
useless
hate it.
shit ever.
It confuses. It's already starting to confuse them because it's getting darker
Oh, dude.
earlier.
One of the first things we noticed when we moved here, because we moved here in the winter,
Yeah.
in November, and
Right.
we got off the plane, and it started getting dark at like 5 o'clock.
No, it got dark.
Like
Oh.
4,
No, like
4 or 5
3:30,
o'clock.
where we're like, oh, it's sunny, and we don't pay attention. Around 4:30, it's like pitch black. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. and we're like looking around going,
And in Hawaii,
fuck?
the sun doesn't go down till 6 o'clock on
Yeah.
winter time.
6
Yeah.
o'clock, and that's when sunset starts. Like it's like 8 o'clock when it's actually dark. Here, by 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's pitch black, and it's
Pitch
been
black.
black for an hour.
Pitch black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Luckily, I was one of the lucky ones where, because I literally lived in 2 states. I lived in Arizona, doesn't have daylight savings time.
Yeah, they don't.
Hawaii doesn't have daylight savings time. So I was like, I never have to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
No, see, no.
It's weird that Arizona being right next to us, that they don't. But
Yeah, and
Well, they're more south. Their capital, Phoenix, is almost
Yeah.
towards the border. So they don't really notice it that much. And then when I remember living there, you don't notice it that much. I lived more north towards Flagstaff,
mhm.
and it never made a big deal to me. I mean, I never noticed it. You went through the winter. Of course, winter is going to come darker earlier. Summer, it's going to stay light, until like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
But our
But that
weather
was
here,
no big deal.
like the first full year we were here, we actually had a winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. Now, the past 3 years, this coming November 11th,
5
Although I
years.
saw the temperature.
we've been gone for 5 years already.
Wow, bro. So
5 years.
it's been 5 years since I last saw you guys at Ala Moana.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. Maybe
'Cause I
about
remember
5.5.
that.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
were leaving not long after we saw
Yeah,
the baby.
exactly. He told me you guys were moving already. And to be honest, I was kind of bummed. I was like, damn,
But you know,
everybody's
we sat there and we discussed it for like
Yeah, for a long
it
time.
was about a good week. We didn't. It wasn't a like spontaneous decision because I had to think of my doctors, and let me tell you, Nevada health sucks.
It really does.
Healthcare
well,
in Nevada
Hawaii's got universal
sucks.
coverage, right?
Hawaii, we even discussed because I had a moment last year where I had a cancer scare, and I've
Ooh.
had this problem since I was 19. It's it's a cancer for female reproductive, but it got passed through to me from my father, so that's why it's such a
Weird.
genetic. Yeah,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds weird as it is.
it's
Yeah.
really, really, really strong. So they had
The
found,
predominant gene is on your father's side.
yeah, but it came from his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Yeah.
me, I tried to explain it to him, and my dad, though back then when I was trying to explain it to him, he literally took it like I was insulting his nuts. Like I was insulting his boys. I was insulting his manhood. He
Look up
didn't
the
understand. Yeah.
Talking about my girl.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, but I'm the man. You're a girl. I can give that to you. I was like, I told him, Dad, I had to take this like genetic. They did this genetic screen on my blood, and they said that the strain is from. I said, because my mom was still alive at that time. So they were able to do the 2 blood tests. They're like, it's not coming from your mother. It's coming from your paternal. So I said,
right.
Yeah. And we don't know how long the trail goes. I know my grandmother had issues. She had she was kind of rotten inside that area when she was in the hospital. Because back then they didn't have all that kind of technology. And she was one of those old Filipino ladies, Chinese ladies.
We're not talking about personality rotten inside. We're talking about physically rotten
like physically.
Okay.
Like she was one of those
I thought you were talking your grandma was rotten. I was like,
No, like she was one of those old Chinese ladies that, they're going to use all the herbs and all. Yeah, instead of. So we don't know if her mother, my great grandmother from that side, we don't have any records of it, but it is an incredibly strong strain to where I am 2nd generation, and now my sister's daughter, which is 3rd generation. That's how far it's going.
So is it a genetic like autoimmune kind of thing, or is it something that just makes you more susceptible to the certain type of cancer?
It's just a cancer gene into our reproductive areas.
Yeah. And the funny thing is though, when she was trying to tell her dad, if you could pick, okay,
my dad
you guys can't even get through it with a straight face. This must have been awesome.
My dad
you look up the term bullheaded and it'll have his picture right next to it.
No, but you gotta understand, old Filipino Chinese man.
And when I arrive, huh?
I do. I understand that 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I knew if I said it, he would understand. An old Filipino Chinese man who.
Yes.
Who was.
Oh no, I get it.
A very, very.
Totally like. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is not from me. This is not from me for the girl. No, I'm the boy. I'm the boy.
And
the woman. No.
He was a very high up union man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I get that too.
So he goes,
you're attacking his personal integrity.
Yeah. So I was He thought I was insulting his swimmers. I was insulting his boys.
All right, so
insulting
I
his
have no problem
manhood.
continuing this conversation, but we have hit that hour mark, and I
If
do
we
need
don't feed the
to-
kids,
do need
they
to
will
feed the
start
babies.
eating us.
So, yeah, I need to feed the babies. So, I'm going to hit the button here that lets everybody know that we are coming to the end of another episode of The Squirrel Tangent. If you have liked what you've heard, please check out our Facebook page, Google us, you can search us, and share us with all your friends on whatever their preferred streaming service is. We're on all of them. If you really like what you heard, please check us out on patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. And we'll be back again next week.
Make it 4 people, please. Make it 4 people. 4 people. We need more than 3. We need 4.
Yeah, we need more people.
I can't sort this all by myself.
Oh, please.
Bye-bye. Bye, Karen.
Bye,